It's Whitney. Welcome back to Web3 with Whitney. Of course, my dog had to come out as soon as I started this, which may mean that she starts to whine. My dog has this um, tendency. Oh, good, she's lying down, but she has a tendency to come out and like whine or bark whenever I get on calls and do now my daily live video. So that's a lot of fun. Today, I am testing out a few things. So behind the scenes, I love to share how I'm doing things. This series is something I started 3 days ago. Thus, it's day 3. I plan to do this every single day, including weekends. So we'll see how that goes. Your feedback is always incredibly valuable. And you may see me look over here at times because I'm experimenting going live with TikTok as well. I don't typically go live on TikTok, but I thought, what the heck? One thing I want to try to figure out is how to broadcast from my computer where this camera is instead of looking over here at my phone. I may just need to position my phone differently. But I currently have a really neat setup through this platform called Restream and another platform called Ecamm Live. And together, those allow me to use my computer and my HD camera, but broadcast to YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, and Twitch. Um, and I would love to set that up so it goes to TikTok as well. I don't think that TikTok works that way. So that's why I have my camera over here, and we'll just see. We'll see how it goes. So today, as usual, I'm going to dig into what I'm learning about Web3, what I know so far. Every day I go live, there's an opportunity for you to come join me live. Right now, the majority of people are watching the recordings, probably because I'm only 3 days into this. I'm trying to stay on a regular schedule around 2:30 p.m. Pacific time every day of the week. That may shift a little, that may be a little later. I'm also working on setting up a Discord server, a huge part of Web3. I talked about Discord yesterday, so if you haven't watched the day 2 video yet, you can learn more about Discord. And eventually, maybe it'll be today, I'm not sure, but sometime soon, I'm going to set up the Discord server so that you could join if you're into Discord, or maybe you've never used Discord before and you want to learn how. And I need to close some windows because my computer is moving a little slow at the moment. I'm gonna focus my attention on TikTok in the in the meantime. I've been having this issue with my computer, and I probably just need to optimize my computer a little bit, but it's slowing down and it stresses me out. So I've been a little stressed today in general. I've had some anxiety. This usually comes up when I feel like I'm taking on too much, and also when I'm afraid that I'm going to do a bad job at things. And there's a lot of pressure that comes along for me with doing live streams. So I just have to shut down some things behind the scenes. I think it's also tricky because knowing that right now the majority of the audience watches the recording of these live streams, I get a little in my head about trying to make it feel super polished, trying to do everything right so that I don't lose people's attentions. That really stresses me out. But I think that's part of the learning process with going live in general. I learned this a lot on Clubhouse when I was really active on there. I am actually in the middle right now of doing weekly Clubhouse sessions, and they also go to Twitter stream. Wait, is that called what is it called? Twitter streams? No. Twitter Spaces. So every week on Tuesdays, I go live with one of my clients for their podcast called the Live E-commerce Podcast. And their platform is called eStreamly. Their whole business is based around live streaming. I mentioned yesterday that I'm using uh, my daily Web3 videos as an opportunity to practice going live so that I can be more informed, not just for myself, but for others. And that's really the whole ethos of these daily videos. Yes, I talk mostly about Web3, but it's really an opportunity for us to learn and practice things together. And I want to be very transparent and authentic and just share every step on the journey, even including the behind the scenes of running this. So I think my computer has chilled out a bit, so I feel a little bit more comfortable going forward. So if you are brand new, everything is working okay. This happened yesterday, and I wonder if it has something to do with LinkedIn. I went back and looked at all of my live recordings, and every platform except for LinkedIn, they were a nonstop 45 minutes. These live streams will be anywhere between 45 minutes to an hour. But yesterday's live stream on LinkedIn got chopped all. It takes a lot of practice, and you actually learn through your mistakes. Things and my computer's freezing up, getting a little slow now too. Hold on, I have one more thing that I can quit to try to get this going faster. I do have some live viewers. Thank you so much for being here. So I want to set the stage again. If you are brand new to my series or me in general, you can ask questions anytime, just like you could in any other live stream. But before I can be fully focused, I need to shut down a few things behind the scene that I was not anticipating becoming an issue. Yours as well. Do you know? And if you are, what do you know? Where are you learning from? And what do you think of Web3? I feel like this is where I want to be of the most support, is for people feeling less intimidated by this Web3 world. The reason that I started this daily series called Web3 with Whitney is uh, A, my name is Whitney and I'm talking about Web3, but B, because am really curious about Web3. And by the way, there's a ton of viewers on TikTok for the moment. So for those watching on TikTok, I have two cameras set up, and I'm going to focus on this camera for TikTok for now. Just to make sure that I'm addressing you and letting you know that truly, let me know your thoughts and your questions. I am doing these daily videos. I want to support you through this journey. So, because you may not know a lot about Web3 and it may feel a bit intimidating, my easiest definition for that is that we're in the stage right now of moving from Web 2 to Web 3. And Web 2 is right now, as we know it, just anything that Web 2, I think it was in the early 2000s or mid, like let's say maybe around 2010, I forget off the top of my head. Um, that transitioned us into this time where we have content creators and influencers and TikTok and the other platforms that I'm streaming to right now, Facebook and YouTube, Twitter, etc. As those evolved and as people started creating content, we moved into this place of Web 2. But as you probably know and have experienced, Web 2 is not always that great. It benefits a minority of people. And that to me is why I'm so passionate about Web 3, is because hopefully, if it goes correctly, if it goes the way we want it to, Web 3 will allow more of us to feel more equality. Web 3 will give people more control and power. We will have more awareness around our privacy and how we're being used and our data. We will also hopefully be able to have more economic balance. And that really excites me because I hear people wanting that so badly. I'm going to turn my attention away from TikTok back over to the rest of my streams on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and LinkedIn because the views are dropping on TikTok. So I'll go back and forth, but I'm checking comments everywhere. This is part of why it's hard to do live streams like this with multi cameras and all of that. But actually, I just realized I could probably in the future somehow connect the camera from my phone to my other camera and do it all at once. Anyways, I am just so grateful that you're even interested in Web3, whether you're joining live or you're watching the recording. Because hi Wilson, thanks for being here. Um, I feel like a lot of people that talk about Web3 maybe do it in a way that's like over many people's heads. And even though I've been involved in Web3 with cryptocurrency, NFTs, creator coins, the metaverse, I'm learning more about. That's been my world, a big focus of mine for 4 or 5 months. But I still feel like so much of the content is going over my head. And I don't think that's a good thing. I think that we need to shift the way that we talk about it and recognize that everybody's going to be at different stages. And that's true no matter where you're at. Speaking of stages and things going over your head, my computer is just freaking out right now, which is really frustrating. I don't know if everything's frozen, but I think I'm going to have to shut down some things and remind myself next time to restart my computer and maybe invest in a new one. So in the meantime, I'm going to focus on TikTok again and see if any of the live viewers have questions. I, again, would love to know, what do you want to know about Web3? Where are your curiosities? What do you know so far? If you are learning about it, who have you been learning from and who has been helpful? This is a big aim too, is to share resources, to help each other out, right? So that people don't feel like they're getting left behind. People don't feel like they're in the dark on any of these things. Um, you know, I think that's another phase of Web 2 that I hope that we're going to move away from. Web 3, one of the key words is community. And yeah, it looks like my main stream is completely timed out, which just really sucks. Hold on, I'm going to try one more thing and pause here for a second. I'm so sad. This is my third day doing these live streams, and everything's gone fairly smoothly, but for some reason today, my computer is just like... Can anyone watching live on YouTube, Twitter, LinkedIn, Twitch, or wherever else I'm broadcasting, can you comment below and see? Because I look completely frozen on my end, and everything's going perfectly smooth over here on TikTok, but not so much on my computer, which is where I'm mostly broadcasting to. So I may need to restart my broadcast there. This sucks. Well, you know what I think I'm gonna do is maybe just restart my computer and focus on TikTok. Maybe that is the goal.